So what if I was to tell you that gaining self-confidence isn't about learning these amazing tips or techniques to shine and to show that you're a truly confident person, but it's actually about learning to let go of those negative self-beliefs and those traumas that you're holding inside of yourself that lead you to feel unconfident. So it isn't about gaining, it's about letting go. Hi, my name's Catherine, and on today's episode we are talking about self-confidence. Now, on Journey of Me, I very much talk, probably 99% of what I talk about is what I have lived through. They're lived experiences and the wisdom I have gained from living through those experiences and how I've navigated and come out the other end. So today I want to talk about confidence, because actually this is a very new experience for me, because yesterday morning I recorded my video and I was feeling my usual confident self and everything was okay. Then this morning I was feeling unconfident, and for the first time in a long time, I was feeling anxious about recording a video. And I had to ask myself, what has happened between this morning and yesterday morning to make me completely lose my confidence? Well, I managed to trace it back to a particular phone call I had yesterday with a family member. Now, without going into too much personal detail about that phone call, I realised that phone call triggered an old insecurity in me. There's something about that phone call and now something that I've got to do that has made me feel anxious. And I can feel that anxiety inside of me. It's sort of like a scratchy feeling inside of my body, that an anxious feeling. And I realise that that anxious feeling has led me to be feeling unconfident. So I was thinking about this more and more, and actually I realised that confident people aren't necessarily just the people who go into a room and are loud and bellowy and full of opinions. Confident people can be quiet and self-assured. They can have a quiet confidence. They also don't always think that they're right. They don't think that everything they do is perfect. They're confident in themselves, but they have understanding that we're human and humans are imperfect. So I realised that actually over the course of filming my YouTube channel, 100 plus days, I have been learning about returning to myself, finding out who I truly am, and living authentically as the me. I have become in alignment with who I feel I really am, which I hadn't done for many years. And this alignment to my true self, this feeling whole, having faced my shadow sides, had made me feel confident, because finally I just felt natural and at ease with who I am. But yesterday, that phone call that I had triggered a trauma in me, and that trauma was connected to my self-esteem and to me feeling unconfident. That trauma, although the initial conversation was nothing to do with my self-esteem, but it triggered an old trauma that my self-esteem is attached to. And so therefore, I just completely lost my confidence. Since that phone call yesterday, I just, and it's only this morning, actually, by spending some time to think about it, I realise that actually our self-esteem, our confidence comes from letting go of those traumas that are inside of us, because we all carry a lot inside of us. And I have, over the past 100+ days, been trying to empty myself of all those traumas and all those negative beliefs and limited beliefs and fears and doubts. But suddenly this feeling came back inside. So how do you gain your confidence? Well, you need to look and you need to think about the things in life that have damaged your self-esteem. Now, this can easily be done, because when we're born and we're just little babies, toddlers, we're running around and we don't have these issues, do we? We just go and we grab something and we fall over and we laugh. We're not scared of things. It's like, for example, if I'm with my dog and I'm walking my dog down the street, I'll have one woman and she'll have a toddler with her, and that toddler is like, ah, and the mum will say, can my child pet your dog? And I'm like, yeah, of course she can. But then I'll walk past another family and that toddler is scared and the mum looks scared. That toddler's scared of my dog because her mum is scared of my dog. And her mum before was probably scared of dogs. That toddler is learning the fear of dogs. Yes, so I'm pointing over there because my doggy's just down there. And so that's what happens to us. We learn as we grow those fears and our self-esteem and all the doubts around are put on us. Yes, if our parents can do that, can't they? You know, you come home and you tell them about how well you did at school, and how they react to that can really affect your self-esteem. You may have a sister who's stunningly beautiful, and this affects your self-esteem because you're constantly comparing yourself to her. Or maybe you're in a damaging relationship and actually you're with someone who takes pleasure from pushing you down, and so therefore your self-esteem and your self-worth has really gone downhill. So how do we get that back? Well, we have to learn to recognize where it's come from. We have to take some time out to think, how did my self-esteem get damaged so badly that now I completely am lacking in confidence? And we have to find those triggers, those traumas inside of us that caused it. And often, just by the very nature of recognizing what that trauma was. It that can diffuse that feeling of negativity inside of you. You can say, okay, actually now I understand why I'm feeling like this. It's this particular trauma is rooted in what's really affecting my self-esteem, and I'm going to just observe that trauma. I'm going to look at it and understand how that trauma affected me. And actually, just by the very nature of observing that trauma, that can diffuse those feelings. And then when you can do that, when you can go back to all these incidences where someone else has affected you negatively, and just sit and work through them. Yeah, you don't have to relive everything, and you don't have to uh, uh, um, spend the whole day feeling completely depressed. But it's quite good to revisit that sadness, to recognize it, and just to process it for a while and say, yeah, you know what, this really affected me, and this made me feel sad. And so you're processing those feelings of sadness, you're recognizing them, you're giving them validation. Yeah, I these feelings were very real, and I can understand why they felt very real to me. But I see them, I validate them, and I observe them, and now I'm just going to leave them here, and I don't have to forget about past traumas, but I'm just going to leave them there, and I'm going to return back to myself. And it's like a form of emotional cleansing. It's not that you have to forget your past traumas. It's not that you have to sort of live a life and forget everything that's happened to you as if nothing did. It's not that. You are very much validating your feelings, and you're very much validating the trauma that's been inside of you. But you're just taking that trauma, observing it, and setting it down. And once you can empty yourself of all this negativity, all these things that are constantly telling you that you're not good enough and that you can't achieve, once you can get rid of all those things and just lay them to one side and breathe from a place of emptiness. Yes? Yeah, just empty your body of all that rubbish that has probably been stored inside of you for years. Then you become your authentic self. And actually, when you are fully aligned with who you are meant to be, that is when you will gain your self-confidence. Okay, I'm going to leave it for that now. I'm going to leave it here for now. And if you found the video helpful at all, please do comment, please do like and subscribe. It really helps my channel and finding that peace within, so we can send all our love out. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye-bye.